Okay, so we are back with our Euler and Excel, and I actually took the iterations and dragged them down as well, so that we can see on the 75th iteration, that's a lot of work, the coordinate at 1.5 is estimated to be 12.975. So what we'd like to be able to do is we want to see what these numbers actually look like. So let's go ahead and actually make a graph of our coordinates, of our steps through the Euler process. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab all of these. Let's drag over here. I'm going to grab all of the data. Here we go. Drag it all down. All right. So here's my data. And what I want to do is I want to insert a graph. So let's go to the Insert tab at the top. And we're just going to do it as a scatter plot there. Ooh, that looks really nice. Okay. I think I'm going to bring that up I want to bring that up a little bit closer to the top here. So I'm just dragging it up to the top so I can see it up here next to my columns and everything. Okay, so what I'd like to do is I want us to edit the graph so it looks like something that we would expect maybe from a science class. So of course we would expect to have an actual title. So let's just click on the title and let's just give it the name of our differential equation, which is y prime is equal to y plus xy. Okay. What we also want to do is we want to label the axes just like you would in a science class. So to label an axis, if you see up here at the top here, we're on the chart tools. We have design and format. So if we stay with the design tab, over on the left now, there's add chart element. And we can add some axes titles. So I want a primary horizontal, and we're just going to call it X. And I go back to add a chart element, axes titles, and I want a vertical one, and we'll call that Y. Okay, that's great. Let's actually move this over a little bit. Okay, what would be nice is to actually see how this data actually compares with the actual solutions, so the actual coordinates. So let's go ahead and add that into our data. So here is the actual y coordinate, and so we're going to enter in a little formula in here, which is actually our solution formula that we found by hand. So we know that the solution equation is y equals to exponent. So I can see when I just type in exp, it's going to raise it to the base e. So exponent, and I'm going to open up a bracket, and it's going to be the x coordinate plus, oops, wrong x coordinate. I need this x coordinate. The x coordinate plus 0.5 times the x coordinate squared. So it's going to be again the x coordinate, and this one is going to be squared. I'm going to close that off, and I'm going to put that in. Okay. Now let's see if, does that look right? Yes. Okay, let's see what this looks like if I drag this down. Yes, this is looking pretty good. Yes. Okay, so let's keep dragging this. Oops. And I wasn't happy with that, was it? Okay, let's go back here. Let's drag down our formula. At least it's going to give us the actual coordinates. Okay, so Euler estimated it to be just under 13, and the actual coordinate is 13.8. So if we were to do smaller steps, I think we could get these two to be closer. But nevertheless, let's just actually go ahead and graph these. So what I want to do is I want to add the actual coordinates into an existing chart. So I am going to click on the chart, and I'm going to right click, and I'm going to format the data series. Oops, no, that's not what I want to do. I want to select data, sorry. I want to select data. So what I want to do is I want to add, and the series name, I can call it the actual y, and the x values are going to be over here. So I'm going to drag all of these in here. And you can see what that formula looks like. It's saying it's coming from sheet 1, and it's starting at C5 and it's ending at C80. Now I want to put in the corresponding y coordinates, so I'm going to just leave it here with an equal sign. I'm going to scroll back up and I'm going to drag in the actual y coordinates. Here we go. There we go. So now when I click OK and OK, if I scroll back up to the top, there we go. All right, so I can see that they're really close to each other. Okay, so actually before I go ahead and format this chart, I'm going to add in a legend. So back up to the chart tools at the top, I'm going to click on the design tab again. I'm going to add a chart element and I can add a legend. I think I'm going to put mine over on the right. Okay, that looks good. Let's actually call this, oops, I'm going to click on this here. If I click on the data, and I right click and I select the data again on series 1, I want to edit that and I want to edit the series name and I actually want to call it Euler approximation. There we go. So I have my Euler approximation and I have my actual, and they're nicely color coded for me. So I can actually edit this a little bit more. So again, if I click on the data, I right click, now I can format my data series. There's a couple of things that I can do to kind of edit this. We are working with primary axes here. So you can just kind of, play around with the tools that are over here. If I go, let's say, to the marker, and here are my marker options. So right now I'm on the actual Y. It's looking a little bulky with a circle that is 5 units big here. Maybe I want it built in here. Maybe I want to make it a little bit smaller. Maybe I want to make it a 3. So let's see what that looks like. And I'll just press enter. Yeah, it looks a little better. Let's see if we can grab the other data, the blue data. Let's see if I can grab that. No, I've got to click out of it. There we go. I'm going to go back. I'm going to change the marker options. I'm going to do a built-in one. Maybe we could try a triangle, just to kind of really distinguish between the two. Yeah, maybe I'll make it a 4. Why not? Enter. There we go. All right, so you are welcome to play around with the different options. I want to have a graph that has a title, the axes are labeled, you should have a legend, and you should be able to distinguish between the two. Remember, if we're copying in black and white, we can't see the color differentiation, so maybe having different shapes for the symbols would be a nice way to go. And there we go. Thank you very much.